Today I'm going to show you how to make your Twitch chat do this. I love the last little pew. Before we start, I just want to say, if you haven't watched my previous video on how to set up Kruiz Control, I seriously recommend that you do so. Otherwise, the following video isn't going to make much sense to you. No, seriously, it won't make any sense at all. If you want a link to that video, it's right here. Once everything's installed, we're just going to quickly go through the other folders and files that are in the Kruiz Control folder, and then we're going to get right to work. So by now you've got the basics of everything in the settings folder. There's just two more folders to go through, and then only really two text files that we need to focus on. The sounds folder is where all of your sound effects are going to go. For example, in our case today, all of our Star Wars PEW PEW effects are going to go in there. Following that, we have the triggers folder. Now, the triggers folder is slightly different to the triggers.txt file is. The triggers.txt file is where you'll house all of your commands and your functions if you don't mind there being an overlap. So, for example, today, our Star Wars effect, we're going to do all that within the triggers folder. If you have something that you don't want to overlap, for example, on my stream, I have a camera border overlay that is activated by channel points. I don't want the colors of that overlapping, so I put that into a separate text file within the triggers folder. And that will play the function or play the action. It will then wait until it's finished, and then it will play another one if someone redeems it afterwards. As you can see here in my triggers folder, I have a bunch of different text documents. These all do different things based on the game I'm playing, or if there's like channel points, redemptions to be done. I actually have my camera borders there set up as well. These are all things that I don't want to overlap, so I put them in here separately, and that's where they stay. In the files triggers document, we need to put all of the names that we've popped in there. So anything that you put in the triggers folder, you need to put it into this file, otherwise it just won't work at all. We very quickly covered the triggers file, but basically if you just want everything to go in one place, that's where you want it to put it. Now for the fun stuff. The first thing I'm going to show you is how to set up the PEW sound effect. What you want to do first is make sure you have all of your sound clips in the sounds folder. In my case, I've got 4 sound effects I'm going to be using today, but there is no limit on what you can use. Next, open up your triggers text file, and we'll see that there's a command already there. We'll want to make a new line, and you're going to want to type out the following. On keyword is just basically letting Kruiz Control it, look, hey dude, you're looking for this specific word, and when you get this word, I want you to do the following. E is the permission, so it's just set to everyone for E. If it was B, like the on command one up top, that means it's just a broadcaster. You can find out what permissions do what in the documentation in the link below. 0 is just the optional delay, and PEW is the keyword that we're going to be asking Kruiz Control to look out for. So once you've told Kruiz Control to look out for the word PEW, we're going to want to give it a series of actions to follow through. So in our case, I want it to play one of those 4 files in our sounds folder, but at a random pace. So for that, what I want to do is type random, open your speech marks, play 20. Now 20 is the volume that we're going to be using here. The sound clips I've used are quite loud, so I've had to lower them down to 20. No wait just means that the sound clip won't wait until it's finished before it plays the next one, meaning that you can overlap these sounds as you saw at the beginning of the video. And PEW1.mp3 is just the name of the file. You do this for all 4 files and separate them with a space, and that's you. And that's the PEW setup just there, but it's not limited to just an on keyword. We can use the on command at the top for the same sort of thing. For example, in my stream, I have a panic command. And what that is, it plays a series of 12 sounds from a friend of mine who I stream with quite regularly, where he's in a bit of a pickle, and it gets quite a good laugh out of us. So with that out of the way, you've now got your chat responding to keywords that you type into Kruiz Control. You're going to want to set up another command now. Now this, I've briefly covered this in the last video with the example command, but this one I'm going to show you today is probably the most important. It's not so much the most important, but it's the most useful command you could probably have Kruiz Control respond to, and that's the reset command. At the moment, the only way to reset Kruiz Control is to go into OBS, reset the browser cache, or turn off and on the browser source. What this command is going to allow you to do is to just simply type out a command or set up a button on your stream deck like I've done, and it'll be done in less than a second. So with that in mind, we want to set up a new space. We want to type on command B. I actually have my moderators are allowed to do this as well, so I've typed M followed by it with a 0 and the command itself. So in my case, I use KC reset, which is Kruiz Control reset. With that, I like the bot to respond to the chat, so I type chat send /me. Now what /me does, if you guys are new to Twitch and you're not sure what /me does, you may have been in a stream where you've seen users' messages as the same color as their username. And that's what, if you just type /me before the message, it does that. So I type /me KC reset. I can't type today. Reset. Make sure it's in speech marks. It's very important, otherwise it won't work. So we've got the text message coming through. We want to add a delay of 2 seconds. You don't need the delay, but I like to have a little delay just so it doesn't freak out too much. And then finally, just simply reset. And it's as simple as that. Go back into your OBS or Streamlabs OBS, reset your browser source cache, and you're good to go. And that is 2 super simple ways on how to get Kruiz Control responding to your chat. If you're ever stuck with anything at all Kruiz Control related, first things first, always check the documentation. I've left a link for it in the description below. There's some stuff on there that I still don't understand to this day, and I've had people explain it to me and I still don't get it. It's just past my... If you've checked the documentation and you're still really stuck, feel free to jump onto the support Discord. Kruizer and the folks in there are always really happy to help, and there's no such thing as a stupid question. Unless you're me and I ask them all the time. That's it from me, guys. Have a lot of fun with this, and I'll see you in the next video.